In a chaotic world where everyone is looking for answers and direction, Apostle Dr. Elijah Kofi King, a rare gift of God to the body of Christ in this end time, a prophet approved by God by countless international global prophecies which always come to pass, like in the prophets of the old, in 1 Samuel 3 verses 19. And Samuel grew, and the Lord was with him, and did not let none of his words fall to the ground.
Shalom. This is prophetic update for global prophecies for the month of July. The first country I want to prophesy about is South Africa. In the year 2021, if I am not mistaken, the Lord opened my eyes and I saw what was to befall South Africa. And I prophesied about a fire outbreak that was coming to South Africa. And it took only a few days. In fact, it took only a few days. And the fire broke out in the parliament of South Africa. The entire building was burnt into ashes. Fire service came. They fought the fire died. The next day, the fire resurrected again, and it caused a lot of havoc for the nation of South Africa. A few days after that event, an army base also caught fire, just as the Lord spoke through my mouth. It was confirmed on SABC News. It was confirmed on so many international news outlets. Once again, in this month of July, I have received another prophetic word for the nation of South Africa. And the word is that South Africa should rise and pray concerning fire outbreak. Fire outbreak. Fire outbreak. The Lord said there is going to be fire outbreak in South Africa. And therefore, the body of Christ in South Africa should rise up in prayer and pray to divert this fire outbreak that is coming to South Africa. Praise the name of the Lord. Those who have an ear should hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying to the nation of South Africa.
Dr. Elijah Kofi King is worth hearing.
Africa are investigating a tremendous deadly explosion that rattled the city of Johannesburg Wednesday night. You can see that it tossed heavy vehicles into the air and blasted a hole in the road, sending people running. One man was killed and nearly 50 people were injured. Officials suspect it was a gas explosion.
That breaking news from South Africa, where more than 70 people have died in a nighttime building fire in Johannesburg. NBC's Kelly Kobiea joins us with more. Kelly, good morning. What's the latest?
Chanel, good morning to you. Well, that five-story building is still smoldering this morning, and the search and rescue efforts are ongoing as we're learning that more than 70 are dead and dozens injured as well. The fire broke out at 1:30 in the morning as people were sleeping, and you can see in this video the fire engulfing an entire floor with flames shooting out the windows. Local officials say about 200 people were living there at the time, including homeless families who were desperate for housing. One veteran emergency services that inside shacks and other makeshift structures had been built, creating a maze of obstructions for firefighters and essentially trapping people as those flames spread. Neighbors say they could hear people yelling for help inside, some throwing themselves out windows to escape. One witness said the fire escape was closed and some of the gates were closed as well. And fire officials say it took them 3 hours to contain that blaze. At least 7 of the victims are children, according to emergency services, the youngest just 1 year old. Investigators aren't yet sure what caused the fire, but it is winter in South Africa. And one local government official said it appeared people had been lighting fires inside to stay warm.
The Johannesburg International Airport has been gutted by a fire. The airport remains the gateway to Sun City and the Johannesburg National Park in the Northwest Province. On the eve of Tourism Month, we assess the impact of the damage and what the alternatives are for now. Our reporter ENC's Bafedile Morane is in Mokhwase at the moment to give us the very latest. And Bafedile, very warm good morning to you, colleague. I mean, what are the details surrounding this fire out in Johannesburg International Airport and its current state?
Well, Tumelo, the government in the Northwest is saying that investigations are still underway and it is not clear what exactly has caused the fire. But when we arrived at the airport in this morning, there were police officials on the ground to continue with the investigations. And I believe that you have seen on the visuals that we have seen earlier on that there's still smoke that is visible. And those are some of the remnants from the fire that guttered the airport, some parts of the airport yesterday. So the government is saying that this airport has actually been functional, but privately, where the private aircraft will be landing there, in particular those that are used for the tourism industry. So we know that this Pilanesberg International Airport, it is surrounded by the biggest tourism attractions, including Sun City, among others, and also the Pilanesberg Game Reserve. So those are the people that are going to be left with the greatest brand at this point in time, because now they have actually been using the airport for their tourists. They are fetching them there, and some of them they are catching flights to go back to their homes.
Apostle Dr. Elijah Kofi King is worth hearing.